Hey YouTube, this is David, Richter Scale Studios. I am finally getting to painting the sniper scene, and I'm going to start with the building first. I'm going to make sure my narrative, it's metallic and has been painted over and has been chipped off over time. So I'm going in with some Miniature paint. Right now I'm mixing, I want to get some really like old rust in it first. So we're doing a little bit of this Ecchymose, I don't know what that means. And then the blood-stained earth, or blood-stained mud. Okay, a blood-stained mud is the other one. I mix these together about 1-to-1 in my Patriot 105. Kind of do a backflush mix. You can see right here, just take a towel. Hear that? Got a nice mix, so it got like a really deep, kind of purpley, like dark rust. So I'll go in here. The interior is probably a little bit different. I think I'm going to go, I might paint this a little bit in the interiors, then we'll go into some white later on. Maybe sponge it. This Miniature paint goes on really nice. I'm running a little over 20 pounds of pressure. And I'm using a medium needle for the, I broke that. A medium needle in the Patriot 105. I'm trying to get a nice coat of this all, especially from the zenithal perspective. These are all the dark areas. I might have to go in a little bit darker later, but this is a good way to start. And then I'm probably going to do like a dark khaki over this and then chip it off with a fluid. See how nice and smooth this goes on? This is beautiful. Nice thin coats. Always keep the brush moving. You don't want anything pulling up. Don't forget this balcony we have up here. Nice and rusty. Cool. And we're almost out of paint. Perfect. I'm just going to run some, this is an alcohol water mixture. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Alright, let's see where we go. There we go. I'm gonna have like a right under, if I can bring this out a little bit. There's my, I have like a little thick dispository for my wastewater. Just run it through the brush a little bit. Let's just get it going. A lot of times what I'll do, there I'll just take, I have a bunch of old t-shirts tied to this booth. Flip it over and get that cup nice and clean right away, so the paint didn't set. You see how fast we painted the thing? And then throw some more alcohol water mixture. It's still kind of soupy. Let it backflush. Dump it. Almost clear. Dump it. You can see that down there, but see, I'll show you. Really quick, clean job. On my shirt. See, we're good. And I love how these Miniatures, they go straight from the bottle into your brush. We're gonna go straight mud right now. Kind of just go in different sections, kind of give a mottled appearance. We'll probably just do different little layers of this. And while I have this little bit of paint in here, I'm going to come in with the, I believe this is Hazard Orange. We'll see how this works with this. A fair amount, like maybe this is a 3-part-to-1 mixture probably, and I'm gonna mix it in the cup. we go. See, I already have that. I paint over this over and over again, so then we're going to. Might come in with a straight purple again on top of it. And this is just random giving a real mottled look. That's just the terminology. Try not to change the whole color. And you can go heavy a little bit on spots, because this is all going to show through in different little pieces when we do the chipping on it. Let's see if we can mix some of the purple with this, see what happens. And maybe a little water. It looks like it's a little thick on me. Got a little bit of that purple in there just to change the tone a little bit, and a little water to help the mix. Oops. Okay, I think I'm done with that. And I'm going to go grab a little trash can because I got a lot of paint to dump out. I want to dump it on a t-shirt. And this is a little dollar store trash can to keep close by, so I can load it up with water. That'll help. You can't see that on camera, can you? Sorry about that. Another way to get a lot of paint out real easily. Go into your t-shirt. It's still nice. It's still got the water moisture in there. Let's see if we got it clean. I'll show you the white t-shirt again. Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna go some straight orange now. Trying to keep that see the tip on this thing. You can see that it started getting a little bit of paint on it. Kind of pull at it with your finger gently without bending it. There we go. Prevent dry tip. And just like you see, I've been cleaning the brush every couple minutes, or a few minutes. It helps keep you from having to break down the whole brush and clean it. And let's see, get you back on camera here. And now I'm just going to get some nice little highlight areas. And so you've got a little bit too much paint out, just hit it with the air only. I'm not pulling back. And see, like, I'm going to do this whole beam right here, little swatches. Air, pull back on the brush. You see that? So I'm going to do it like every so often. I'm going to see where I'm going. Let's go on this edge so you can see what I'm doing. Air, probably about maybe 3/4 of an inch. So you get some little good detail going. And like on top of these guys. See on this part. I'm just going to keep the air going, pull back for paint every so often. It's looking kind of cool. See another section. Yeah, we'll see. We'll highlight all these skulls here. So I can do this while I'm on camera with you. Air on. Look at the skull. Pull back on the needle slightly. You can see my finger just barely pulling back, letting the paint through. Constant air going. There's no spidering. And my it's pretty accurate. I have pretty good memory with this, or muscle memory with this brush. See, obviously I just screwed up. So take your brush. Actually, when you're at that point, you see if you take a t-shirt in there, wipe it real quick. And that was just, get a little bit of dry tip too, and it's getting clogged a little bit. So at that point, let's clean the end of the needle off. And maybe thin the paint a tiny, tiny bit. See right here, just a little drop of paint. A couple drops. Then we're going to use back flushing to mix it. You know that? And there, I think I might have more control again. So that's when you have dry tip. You know, that's what happened was, I was using it so that amount of time, it started drying up on me because I had air going through it constantly while the paint's coming out. So we'll go back in and see if we can do this better again. There we go. See, got a little more control back on the paint. Maybe this little thing here. Paint's a little thin on it. Don't be afraid to put your hand on it if you're not. So I think our rust, a little rust on this thing. And that'll be it for the rust. So we'll be back. Thank you for joining me. Hey, we're back real quick. I see I did the rust already. And now I'm just taking some blue masking tape. I'm running on my pants. I can show you how I do that. Or see where's my pant leg. There's my pant leg. And it's going to kind of just run it there across the time. I just don't want to put any protector on there yet, but then I can take it. It's still tacky enough to hold on to the model. And I have this area here, so I can see basically what size I need, just so I don't get any a ton of overspray. I'm going to get a little overspray doing this because it's not the most exact thing, but it'll help prevent a lot. So I'm going to be back after I do this, so I don't bore you to death. I'll see you in a second. Okay, we are back. I'm going to run through the Patriot 105. Some Minotaur humanoid flesh. So I was going to give it a really light blast. I'm not going to really color it inside very much, so you'll see what I'm doing. Hey, sorry about that. The battery died, but here it is, unmasked. All the get this more in the center here. All of the rust is done. The interior is done. But as I was showing you, or attempting to show you, I took that flesh cover over the black and just kind of just went through it. Almost looks like it's burnt and old inside. And I think we're going to eventually go in and sponge it to even give it more damage. And after we're going to seal this all off right now. And then we're going to find a color that we want to use as our exterior color. And seal this, and we'll do a chipping fluid. Seal this and we'll do a chipping fluid. Excuse me, I keep pulling off camera. And then we'll have a color. It's going to be a little bit like the interior, but a little darker. I got to figure something. I might have to do a custom color pull or a custom color mix to do this. So we're going to be back in 1 second. Okay, we are back real quick. Shaking up a little bit of Liquitex satin varnish. This is good to put through a... Don't use your best airbrush in the world for this. But I use my Patriot 105. This is basically my workhorse. And I do keep this very clean. I see some artists online have these things caked with paint. I don't know how. I'd freak out if I did that. Maybe it's a little OCD, or some people just don't take care of their tools. This stuff I recommend turning on, having some kind of vent source. As you can see in my old videos. Let me pull this back a little bit. We got a pretty big vent system. It feeds outside my studio. There's a big motor in the back. You can see that. There's a control up there. Kind of wheels around with the iPod, or the tripod iPod, the tripod. So I'm just going to run just a quick coat. You can see the and try to keep it inside the booth. Also, I gotta put a new filter in. This is starting to actually get caked with paint and not pulling as well as it usually does. Keeping a couple coats on, nice and steady. You can kind of do this nice turn. If you have a little turntable like this in your booth, you can just spin it and keep your brush going up and down. Have this keep spinning. Keep a little layer after layer of protection on it, and we'll be done. There's probably sections where I have to get inside there. These corners. And we'll let that set for a while. I'm probably going to let this dry. I'm going to start probably going into the base and start running some earth tones on that, and we'll see you in a second.